Here at Empower Field at Mile High, where the Broncos got a win 20-12. First game at home in week one. I'm your team reporter and host, Elisa Hernandez, alongside our lead writer on DenverBroncos.com, Aric DiLalla. What a game. What a time for Broncos country to really come back together, see this team, and, man, the defense definitely put on a show.
Yeah, it was a defensive day for the Denver Broncos. Always good to get a win in week one. Improved to 1-0 for the first time since 2021. It's been a few years since Denver won a season opener. And I think the key moment in this game, going right into it, was after the muffed punt, the defense was put down in a bad situation, quite frankly, down around the 25-yard line, and they were able to come up with a stop. And when that happens, the Broncos are winning by a point, and I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe the Broncos defense can hold them to another field goal and can hold Cam Ward in this unit to 3, and then they'll only be trailing by 2 with a few minutes left in the fourth quarter. But instead, back-to-back sacks, they push them all the way back near midfield. They get absolutely nothing. And it was kind of the story of the day for the Denver defense. Yeah. 5 times Tennessee started with the ball inside Denver territory. They ended up with 9 total points on those 5 possessions. That speaks to what the Denver defense was able to do. Pat Surtain said after the game, pressure makes diamonds, and those moments really give them a chance to show who they are. But I thought especially as the game went on, they got after Cam Ward, 6 sacks in total. He looked uncomfortable as the game went along. Surtain said they kept throwing different pressures at him, pressure simulations, and so they were really able to put this game kind of in their advantage defensively. And while the offense scored a couple of timely touchdowns, the Broncos might not win this game if it's not for how the defense played.
Yeah, 6 sacks, 12 QB hits, a forced fumble by Talanoa Hufanga, who after the game said to me, you know, it's all about me doing my job. Like, yes, I want to make an impact, but if I do my job, that comes naturally. But it's good to see when you have this defense make plays and then the offense is able to kind of pick it up.
Yeah, and there was a situation at the end of the first half that was just as important, where the Broncos are trailing 6-3, I believe, and it seems like Tennessee's going to go to the locker room. For some reason, they decide to throw the football with about 41 seconds left. It's incomplete. And then the Broncos from there, they force another incompletion, they get a sack, and then it's complementary football at its finest. Marvin Mims returns a punt, and then Bo Nix to Cortland Sutton a few plays later. That's kind of what the Broncos are looking for, and obviously things are never going to be perfect in week one, but as we always talk about, the defense, the special teams, the offense, they've got to all work together. That was a moment where it happened. Bo, in general, I thought, obviously threw a couple of interceptions, had the strip sack where he lost the fumble. I think it's about his resilience, and he mentioned after the game a little too aggressive with those 2 interceptions. He said it starts with him. He's got to continue to work to get better. But at the end of the day, as Sean Payton said, they won the football game. He had the resilience, played better in the second half. And ultimately, I think there's something to be said that you can have 4 turnovers as a team and still win a football game. I think that speaks to just the Broncos' all-around talent, their ability to play this game. And, yeah, it might not have been Bo's best game from a statistical performance, and he definitely, you could tell, wasn't happy with the turnovers. But now you take a step forward, and Sean Payton said it's not going to be a week-to-week progress report anymore. He's in year 2. He's going to take these strides, but we're not doing the weekly check-in on, well, how is Bo taking steps this week? So this is a guy that clearly they believe in. Talanoa Hufanga said, listen, I wouldn't be wearing a shirt with Bo Nix's face on it if I didn't believe in Bo Nix. So these guys have his back, and I'm sure there's good things to come for Bo.
One thing that R.J. Harvey mentioned after the game was how the guys told him to be patient. He's like, look, they're going to come. There's going to be a moment in the game that's going to come. You're going to be able to break free. And he did on a 50-yard run that was capped out by the touchdown.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good point. Sean Payton said the running game was a focus, especially in the second half. They got things going, and we talked about that defensive stop after the Marvin Mims muffed punt. Well, then after that stop, it's, again, complementary football. You have the R.J. Harvey run. You have J.K. Dobbins getting into the end zone. And you saw the Broncos continue to wear down the Titans' defense a little bit with the run game, especially late in the game as they're trying to run the clock out. They know they're going to run, and the Broncos were still able to pile up some yards. So I thought the run game got better. That's got to be an important thing as the team moves forward. And we know Sean Payton says a lot. Any quarterback, not just a rookie quarterback, they need a good run game, a good defense. I think especially in the second half we saw that.
Well, as we head into week 2, what were your biggest takeaways just from this game as they go on the road?
Yeah, I think, like I said before, it wasn't perfect by any means, and yet they still won by 8 points, and they were able to start the season 1-0. And so obviously you want to play cleaner football, and Sean Payton talked about, hey, the next step here is the review of this game and how you're able to, over the first few weeks of the season, really be in this race to improve. And so the Broncos have a chance to do that, but there's always hiccups, as Bo Nix said in week 1. There's always things that you don't expect, and now you've got film to watch of the next team that you're going to play. You've got film to watch of yourselves and figure out, hey, where can we improve? So I think the fact that you were able to grind through this one a little bit, and really there were a couple moments where maybe it felt a little dicey, but for the most part, it wasn't like the Broncos fell behind by 10 points. Like the fact that we're even kind of talking about it as a game that was maybe not as perfect as some people expected, is a sign of what this team can do and its potential. So a win is a win, and certainly the Broncos wanted to start fast. They said they would only start fast if they finish with a win, so mission accomplished from that standpoint.
We know head coach Sean Payton did say protecting home field is important, and they got the win here at Empower Field at Mile High. Once again, I'm your team reporter, Elisa Hernandez, next to our lead writer on DenverBroncos.com, and this is your instant analysis. For all the latest, make sure you visit DenverBroncos.com.